Alright my dudes, so today I'm going to talk about how when you're skating a ledge that's going uphill or downhill, you have to make sure that you're still centered over the board. So a lot of times when you're going uphill, people think that they need to lean back so that they can allow the momentum to take them up. But all that's going to do is have you feeling so much more unstable, and it's going to higher the risk of it not going well. And at the end of the day, I know the goal is to land it, and sometimes many ways to land the trick is figuring out how to compensate for your lack of ability, or to accommodate for your restrictions. And so this is just another video emphasizing that it's important to learn fundamentals, strengthen your foundation with your fundamentals, and not kind of get away with just halfway doing things or halfway learning things, and just being okay with not feeling stable as you learn tricks. So it's always good to dial them in and practice and have them consistent, so that when you go to a ledge or a spot that has is slightly different, you have the ability to approach it with the most the highest rate of success is what I would say. So anyways, I'm gonna do some nose slides and pretty much have you see a visual of what it looks like to make sure you're over the board, right? Because if you're on the ledge and you're towards the toe side, all you're gonna do is kind of throw yourself forward. But if you're leaning back on the heel side, you might risk kind of throwing it in front of you. Regardless, that's not what we want. What we want is to make sure we're straight over the center of the tail of the lead foot. So in this case, I'm doing a front side nose slide. My lead foot is my left leg as a regular skater. So a lot of times you see skaters trying nose slides and they kind of leaning back and just allowing momentum to take them out of the ledge. Something like this. Okay, that was actually higher than I thought, but usually what happens is they kind of just reach their nose on the ledge, and as long as it hits, they count it as a nose slide instead of being actually over that nose. And so what I want you to get comfortable doing is making sure that when you get onto the nose slide, you're centered directly over that nose. And the way you want to think about stabilizing yourself is by making sure that when you look down, you're looking down directly at your forefoot, which should be primarily over the center of the nose. So this would be the center of the nose. Obviously it looks like I'm closer to my toe side, but if you really think about where I'm applying pressure, it's gonna be on the center of that nose right here. Actually, I mean center, this part, not over here in the middle. That's gonna give you the most leverage for pop and stability when you're sliding. So stability if you're sliding, pop if you wanna control that slide and actually do a variation out of it, whether it's a flip or a spin or both. Okay, so I hope I'm getting the nose slide, but you can see there that even though I was on the ledge, I was still kind of leaning on the heel side. And so I'm trying to get a good one where I'm straight over the ledge, so you can see a visual of how I'm stacked up directly over, at least from a side profile, over the ledge. Okay, that one wasn't good. Okay, well, I'm hoping that was a good angle. What you can see is that what I did to make sure I stay on the ledge is also hinge at the hips so that I'm able to get closer to the board, and stability only improves, only gives me the better rate of success. because I went down and and the center weight is closer to the board. The last thing you want to do is be super tall on the nose slide, because any little slip to the heel or slip towards the toe side is gonna higher the risk of you falling forward or slipping back, or just not doing the slide as as stable as possible, or as effectively as possible. And so I know I'm showing no slides, but you can pretty much apply this same thing to any slide, well actually any trick, right? But just to make it easier, think about how this can be applied to tail slides, front noses, backside nose, front tails, back tails, and even your switch stance nose and tail slides. Because at the end of the day, this is something that we can all improve on at a very fundamental level, so that we're starting off strong, right? And able to stack up on top of a solid base. And so pretty much that's all this video is for today. I wanted to quickly take the opportunity to show you an example of what it means to be stacked straight over the lead foot when you're sliding, because just last session I was having on this ledge, there was a conversation that started because a friend suggested that I lean back, but really in the past when I've leaned back to go up ledges, it didn't give me the confidence to really hold the nose slide. Instead, it only felt scarier, and it added on to the fear instead of adding on to confidence that I can actually take a slide the distance. So this is especially going to help you when you try to take the slide the distance and add speed to it, because the reason why many of us are scared of adding speed or taking a slide the distance is because we don't feel stable when we're actually doing the trick. So this is going to help you feel stable, and you're going to be able to really understand how to improve from there on. So that's it for this video. We're gonna end it here. Leave in the comments what you'd want to see in future videos, what you have questions about in this video, and you can hit me up at profe.carlos, profe.carloss on Instagram. And yeah, I'll see you guys on either of these two platforms. Peace out.